school. My brother was in the military. I thought very highly of that. He was in the full-time National Guard. I decided I wanted to do that. And so one thing led to another. And Dad was born in 67, and we expected to go back to West Point at that point on the faculty. I didn't mention, I was a class of West Point, 1961. About Christmas of that year, I got a letter from the military personnel people and said, well, we thought we were going to send you to West Point, but instead you're going to Vietnam. I'd been in Vietnam a year, and the experiences there were, I was an advisor. I wasn't with the American unit. I had an advisory detachment when I first arrived. It was myself and about 32 enlisted Special Forces guys. Tet 1 had come along, and our entire compound was blown to hell. We had nothing left. We started rebuilding, and I had about 32, as I say, SF guys, and they were with, I don't know, probably 1,000. One day, right about New Year's, I get a phone call, and they say, you got to be in Hawaii on the day after New Year's. And I said, what the heck's going on? Well, what had gone on was Nixon had been elected president, and part of his program was something called Vietnamization program. And it turned out that my attachment was attached to be the test file of that whole thing. I ended up with command of 400 Americans, and as it ended up, about 7,000 Vietnamese. And the whole point was we were training these folks to essentially take over the places of the effort of the United States now. Now, look at what's going on today in Afghanistan. You may see some similarities. I had people in Lung Tao, Phan Rang, Dalat, all kinds of people all over the place. And I must say that, and there was the Vietnamese colonel was a man by the way of Lai, Nguyen Van Lai, who was a wonderful guy. I was in my office. Everything was all blown to hell, and we were sitting there, and the Vietnamese colonel was up, and he had about a dozen guys lined up, and just raising hell at him. And I'm sitting in my desk inside, and I'm looking at this. It was a little bit header, and all of a sudden, Colonel Lai moves back, wham, hits him right in the mouth. The guy goes down, and I'm saying, "What the hell's going on?" No, we don't do that. Goes the next guy, wham, guy goes down. And I have a sergeant, U.S. sergeant beside me. And the U.S. sergeant says to me, cool it, don't do anything. Next guy, wham, down he goes. Fourth guy, wham, the guy doesn't go down. I don't know if you know what an Article 15 is, but that's the initial, when you do something wrong, that's how units can cover it. This is their version of Article 15. He was absolutely right, because if I had stepped in and tried to do something then, I would have lost all kinds of, ability to deal with that particular guy. So, he was dealing with their, that's the way they did things, not the way we did it. And that's an issue that became very difficult as time went by. You couldn't do things because that's the way Americans did it. Well, that's not always the way it works when you're dealing with other cultures.